Hello, friends and enemies with secret identities. So, I'm bad at updates, as you can tell. It's been a couple weeks, and I did go to Cuba. I came back. I'm pretty sure I said that in the other video. I'm gonna put my hat on. My hair is messy, in case you catch me in the reflection again. So, I have not done much. The turbo blanket that I ordered was for a T25 off Amazon for like 30 bucks. It did not fit, and it won't fit, and there's just weird things around it. Anyway, this guy I did not change. Now I will not change it with the one that I ordered. So I ordered this one from CTS Turbo. Now the reason why I'm not changing it is because that little itty bitty tiny screw there holding what holds the actual thing on. Now that seems very sketchy to me, because if that screw breaks, it falls into my valve cover. Or is it the, yeah, it's the valve cover. Okay. And this just comes off. So I'm not gonna trust that screw to not break, and so I'm gonna, I don't know if I can return it, but let me get this out. Now this one is, it's like held on by, you know, the entire plastic that's like built into it or whatever, so it's not gonna, I guess it won't really break. I know these have there's an issue, I don't like that, there's an issue with them whatever becoming undone because of the whole PCV system breaking, blah blah blah, but I'm gonna replace that. So I'm gonna replace that obviously here. And yeah, and then I have an issue with this, which is not as big an issue, but if you see that, I'll zoom in a little bit. So you see this side, the clip is all nice and clean and nicely formed. This is plastic, obviously. I think it's like ABS or something, or some kind of, it should say on here, PP66 GF30. So I'm pretty sure it has 30% glass fibers in it. Or no, it's PA. Okay. I don't know what PA is, but GF30 usually means it has 30% glass fibers. Now, these types of plastics normally have a lot of gases when they get injected. And if you don't vent the mold properly, you get gas traps, and then you get things like this. So this part of the clip is not formed correctly, and you can see it's all kind of, it's not completely joined, and that's very easy for it to break here. Oops. Very easy for it to break here. So I'm gonna message the place where I got this from, but this is actually a 034 Motorsport product. So all the other clips are fine, like everything else is fine, just that one clip. They probably don't know, I guess, that much about plastics and stuff, and I don't even care if they give me the whole new thing. I don't really want the whole new thing. I'm gonna install it like this, and I hope they can just send me this clip and I can take it off and then reinstall it after they can send me a new one, and hopefully they will, because that's not, I mean, for something important, you don't want the clip to break on that, because obviously that's another PCV issue. Okay, so I'm not doing that. That has a small problem that hopefully will be fixed, and I'm gonna do the wheel spacers. I haven't taken off, sorry, everything's dirty here, yeah, and my things are rusty, so I'm gonna have to do something about that. Anyway, I'm gonna take all these covers and everything off soon and try and get that going. It probably has a, I don't know if it has a lock key or not. I'm probably gonna take those off today. Yeah, there we go, okay. So the S2000 I did put up against the wall here. It's pretty close. Pretty close. But not touching. I tucked the mirror in. So that's just chilling there. I almost died trying to get that there. But it's finally there, and everything's kind of getting organized. Obviously the back is still a bit cluttered, but that's easily organizable. So what am I doing next? I'm probably gonna start with these guys with the wheel spacers. So I got 12.5, I believe that's the front, and then 15 mil in the back. I hope I will not have any problem with that. I probably should not. I wonder, yeah, I'll update you guys. I'm gonna do it on camera, at least one of them. I might not do all of them on camera, because who wants to sit through like an hour and a half of me doing it on camera? Now these are pretty deep, so I gotta see if my torque wrench hits without hitting like the fender or anything else, or I gotta get like some kind of extension. And if it's got any kind of wheel lock nut, wheel lock nut on it, I'm gonna see if I gotta find that, which I'm sure, I mean, if it's probably in the car or in the back or something if it does. So anyway, so I'm gonna start with that, because the whole blanket didn't work out, the oil cap didn't work out. This is partially not working out for me, but I'm still gonna do it, because that clip is probably fine for now, and then once they send it to me, I'll just take it off and replace it. What I might do is, okay, I'm not gonna plan anything right now, but anyway, so I'll be doing that as well. And then I also have the transmission mount, and I also have resonators. So I will do the transmission mount and resonators, and I'm gonna do transmission drain and fill. That's what I'll do. I'm not gonna do the whole pan and everything for now, because I think, from what I hear, you have to drop the subframe or lift up the tranny or something, because like the pan won't come out. There's not enough room between the pan and the subframe. I'm not sure how accurate that is. I know Audi, actually I gotta show you guys the quote from Audi for doing transmission. So it was transmission, brake fluid, and oil change, I think was close to $5,000 Canadian. Yeah, I have to get that quote, because I want to show you guys the quote. So when I do the wheels, I'm going to do the wheels this week, the spacers. I'm going to probably take those caps off today, and then figure out if, see if I can take them off now quickly, and figure out if, do I have like a little pick? I don't know. I don't really want to mess with them or scratch them or anything too much, but it's not a big deal. But obviously you don't want to. I think they normally have like a little pick, right, to take those off. I've actually honestly never had. I don't think I've ever had those on a car, so I don't know. But what I'll try and do is get these bad boys off somehow. No, I'm gonna like scratch. Oh, I'm gonna scratch up my wheels in a second here. Oh, okay. So you do like grab them back there and almost. I'm gonna end up scratching my wheel though. That doesn't work. Yeah, I don't like how my brakes are rusted either. Ah, you bastard. I'm gonna... Okay, yeah, alright. Anyway, so I'll figure that out. I think they just come out with a pick or something, so I'm gonna have to figure that out without scratching my wheels, because I think I already nicked it a little bit. Not nicked it, but I can feel a slight divot. Okay, so once I Google how to do that without messing up my wheel, I'm gonna do that and do my wheel spacers first. And maybe next week, if I get a warm day, I think next Saturday is supposed to be 7 degrees Celsius, so that's like warm-ish. I'm gonna back it out and give it a proper wash, and then just pull it back in, because I have it on storage. I don't have it on full insurance. I just have like theft, fire, and whatever. So I'll just back it in my driveway, wash it properly, maybe wash the engine bay a little bit. Yeah, that's about it. So I'll be doing spacers on camera. I'll do this week. I'll do them. I might even, when I have the wheel off, I might just wash the wheel out in the driveway separately, like the inside and the outside and all that nicely before I put it back on. That would actually be a good idea. And then after that, I'll do the breather hose thing. I got to contact O34 Motorsports just to let them know. Maybe they'll just send me one for free because it's just a clip. It's not the whole thing, right? And I'll contact Brock's Tuning because that's where I got it from in Canada. And obviously they wouldn't be inspecting like clips and stuff, so I don't really blame them. So I'll contact them and I'll contact O34 Motorsport. I mean, even if they don't send me one, at least they'll know of the issue. So maybe they'll check it before they send any other ones out. I did charge my battery up because the car's been sitting for about a month, so I did put a battery charger on it. And I also charged the S2000's battery, so they're all good. And that's it. That's it. Hopefully you guys stick around. I know I'm not posting that much because I am kind of busy, but I've been doing stuff. I haven't been just lazy. So I vacuumed the garage. I vacuumed the walls. I got my S2000 over there. Obviously, I had a lot of other stuff to do in my life, but yeah. So I feel that this week I'm going to put the spacers on, and then I will update you guys on what Brock's Tuning and O34 Motorsports tells me about the clip. And I will get that quote. That quote. I don't like this like cheap kind of shit. I mean, that's very just kind of like flimsy. Like, I understand it's not the end of the world, but it is a pretty expensive car, and like it's not really. Can you guys kind of, I don't know, it's annoying. Anyway, fine. That's it. So this is going to be a shorter video. Normally I ramble a lot longer and repeat myself way more times than I did now. But obviously you guys got an update last time that I still haven't really done anything. So I'm not just going to keep doing update videos without actually getting anything done. So this week, next video will be wheel spacers and hopefully an update from why that clip on that PCV valve system is all messed up, and if they're going to send me a new one or how that's going to work. I really don't want to send anything back. I hate that. Like, I don't want to pack it back up, put it in a box, go to the post office, all that crap just for a little clip. So I just hope they make it easy for me and just send me a clip. Yeah, see? Yeah, that's it's gross, bro. I don't like that. So let's anyway, so I can tell them how to fix that problem. So they have a plastic injection mold, and usually anything with glass fibers, or I don't know what PA66 is, but anyway, GF30, that's usually glass fiber 30%. So that's pretty stiff stuff. Like, it's pretty hardcore, rigid. Normally they put it on kind of structural things below the like carriers for the dashboard and stuff. If they have like plastic carriers for a dashboard or inside doors, anything like that, usually it's glass filled stuff. So it's kind of it's very stiff and rigid, almost like I wouldn't say carbon fiber, but it's very stiff. It's not plasticky. It's like very hard plastic, and it can be brittle, especially when you have too much gas. So sometimes to make it lighter, they inject nitrogen into when they're injecting the plastic, they inject nitrogen along with it, so it becomes, I guess, more airy. And actually these parts are very, very light. It's deceiving how light they can get, but some of them are heavy because they're just glass filled. Yeah, so what you do is, and the reason why they get that is because of venting. And this is the last part of the clip that fills. Yeah, that's the last part of the clip that's getting filled over here. And you can see kind of the porosity, and it doesn't fill completely, and it starts to kind of burn. And it actually does burn the plastic, because what happens is when the gas from injecting all this molten plastic emits a lot of gas. When you compress it and it's got nowhere to go, it gets extremely hot. So you're actually burning this plastic. So it's like burnt plastic that hasn't completely filled the area. And sometimes it can go on startup, you get short shots, so like the plastic's not filled all the way. But from what that looks like and the state of the plastic there, it just looks like gas and burning. So, and eventually it starts to wear the mold away. Now normally those molds are nitrided because the plastic will eat the metal away, even though it's tool steel. I'm not sure what steel they would have used for that. Usually it's P20, so it's like it's a harder steel. Sometimes they make them out of H13, you know, but to save money. And, you know, they're hardened, but even H13 is sometimes not hard enough. And sometimes there's different types of, I would say, like acids and stuff. And it actually will wear that away, because funny enough, when we put, when there's like brass plugs or something to cover like water holes that are drilled in the mold surface on bigger molds, not on mold that small. So the brass plug will be perfectly fine. It'll be discolored and whatnot, and it's brass. So it's much softer than nitrided tool steel. But nitrided tool steel will be worn away. You'll see like rivers going through it. So it's kind of weird, especially where there's gas. Where there's gas, you'll just see huge holes and like gouges in the metal. It'll be brown and black, and usually because after running for a while, so you'll have air vent, like an air vent here and an air vent there, and it's just basically like on these types of molds you can have like up to a thou and a half of clearance, and the plastic won't leak out because the plastic's pretty thick. And on other plastics you can't, they're not as viscous. Basically, you can't have that much clearance, otherwise the plastic will leak out and you'll get these little sharp little edges or a little piece of plastic. And you can probably feel that if you reach around your car inside. Sometimes when you go around like up here, like towards the edges or something, you'll feel like a little lip or something. That's plastic getting past the, you know, where things join together. You'll just see like a little lip, or you'll see like a dash of like extra plastic just sticking out, and it's a little bit sharp. That's because the plastic is getting out and they open the air vents too much. And yeah, but on these you can actually open them quite a bit, because this plastic it will not leak out that easy. And so, but it does have a ton of gas, so you do need a lot of venting. And a lot of times, little ejector pins, the pins that push this out of the mold, they'll vent those too, because sometimes the gas gets trapped in a place where you don't have a vent to the outside of the mold, so it's kind of trapped inside. So you'll vent, like, see where there's the join line right there? Right there. So that's the two halves of the mold. Okay. So you would vent in between there, because then there's nowhere for this gas to escape, and you have like a channel going to the outside of the mold. But yeah, overall, I mean, it's all right. And there's I believe that's an ejector pin, so that would be a pin that pushes out of the mold, so you could vent that too, and that would prevent gas from building up in any kind of like weird nook and cranny. Yeah. So anyway, and there's, see the line up the middle, so that's where you'd be venting. It's right up the middle of that line. And sometimes if you run your finger across it, what you can do is you can feel like a little, oh, there's a ridge, oh, there's a ridge, like a little bigger ridge, because that's where the air vent is if they vent it aggressively. And I don't know what that says. It's a 6 or a 9. So that'd probably be the cavity number. It's probably a 6 cavity mold. So they make 6 of these parts at a time, or 9 of these parts at a time, or way more, maybe 20. And that's just cavity 6. But yeah, anyway, but that's the main body of the thing, okay? So that's, you can see where it splits, right? And then this piece is separate. It's not part of like the main mold, as you can see. So this front piece and the back piece and all that crap is the same, I'm assuming, because that line is there. And then Yeah. I wonder. Yeah, you see that line right in the middle there? So that's where the mold splits. And your gas burn problem is right there. So you can vent that pretty great. And that is cavity, I don't know what that is. Or is that just a defect? I don't know what that is. Or is that where they inject it? I don't know, strange. Anyway. Could be where they inject it, because that's why maybe that's why it's so clean here. Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, it doesn't matter. I'm just gonna let them know about the issue. And that's it. So it's probably just needs some venting. Get rid of this gas burn, because this clip will probably, especially because I mean, the plastic here is deteriorated right from the start, because it's either been burnt or whatever's clever, right? So anyway, you guys get the point at this point. I should just be working on the car and not mumbling on about plastics and whatnot. This one's nice. And actually, you guys can see, where is it? I'll find another one here. Interesting. Very interesting. Just trying to see actually how this is made, because you see a line in the middle there, right? And you see a line on this side. So that's where the mold splits. You see a line on this side. That's where the mold splits. Yeah, right in the middle. And then on this piece, it's also, I don't know, okay. Yeah, and that's an ejector pin. This one's smaller for some reason. Anyway. It's an ejector pin there. There's a little round thing. Interesting. Anyway, so maybe they'll send an email. I'm sure, I mean, obviously they don't manufacture the plastic themselves. They don't run the mold themselves. They outsource it to somebody to make these for them. But they should be checking these parts for gas burn. Now, obviously these plants, I don't know where these parts are run, probably in China or Mexico maybe. They do run a lot of parts in Mexico. They do run parts also in the States. We ship, there's a lot of plants in the States, but usually, in Mexico is cheaper, especially for small parts like this. They're not really cost effective, so I'm not sure if they're completely made in, I mean, it could be made in the USA, but I doubt it. Maybe they'll tell me. I just wonder. You guys can probably stop watching now. I'm just kind of doing this for myself, to be honest with you. Norma RSS. I can look that up, actually. Norma RSS. That might be like a molding plant or a molding company or something. Never heard of it. But, yeah. So, I will inform 034 Motorsport about their manufacturer not venting their molds properly. And it only seems like that one, and I think if all these clips are the same or similar, which these are like, that's an angled one, that's an angled one, that's a 90, but I think all like these would be similar, because the 90s and all that stuff, that's a separate whole thing. These clips, oh no, seeing different size. Yeah, it's not the same mold. So anyway, you got a venting problem. So they can, that's what I think at least, but I'm not an expert, so I'll let them figure it out. Anyway, be well. And have a good day, and I will be back. I will email 034 Motorsport, and I will email Brock's Tuning, see which one of them will send me a clip. I do not want to return this whole thing. I hate packaging and returning and post officing and sending and waiting and contacting, and that's pure hell. So please just send me a clip. Don't make me do all that. Then I will be upset. Right now I'm not upset. And then I'll just let 034 Motorsport know about their issue and see what they say about that. Hopefully they care. I'm sure they care. They care about quality, so maybe they'll get it fixed and talk to the manufacturer of those little clip things, and then we can move on with our lives. That's it. I wonder now, actually, let me hypothesize for a second here. Maybe 034 Motorsport did not. Actually, I'm starting to think they did not at all manufacture the clips. I'm starting to think they bought the clips that have already been manufactured for Audi because they're a standard part. So they probably got a freaking shipping container full of 10,000 clips, and they just put them on their custom parts, which, I mean, that makes sense to me. Why would they make their own clip? Is that different plastic though? So that's GF30. Anyway, okay, now this has become, maybe I'll make a 10-part episode on clips and manufacturing. P66.6. P66.6. Oh, that's weird. PA12 GF30. Now it's becoming more of a mystery, dude. Okay, well, I guess we're gonna have to find out if they are buying Audi clips or if they are manufacturing their own clips, which have become defective. More on this topic later. Tune back in for this mystery that will be solved by me, or not, because they will not respond to me. Either way, be well.